Understood it's Tuesday, and I hope everyone is doing well. Are you ready for today's Celtic update? I've got some serious information to share. Before we move on to the news and everything related to the club, I'd like to share an important announcement about the future of this space. And to be honest, I'm a bit apprehensive about doing so, as I'm unsure of how it will be received. The influence of Japan on Celtic is immense at the moment, something that has grown over the years, especially with the arrival of players who have caught attention. The interest in Celtic from Japan is truly remarkable, to the point where the channel receives more views from there than from anywhere else, which is surprising and illustrates the opportunity we have ahead. So I've made a decision: starting tomorrow, this space will no longer operate in English but in Japanese. The role of artificial intelligence in this process is crucial, as recent advancements allow what I'm saying now to be translated into Japanese, and this will be implemented starting with tomorrow's video. The presence will still be the same here, but instead of hearing English, you'll be hearing Japanese. This change is meant to cater to a Japanese fan base that surpasses the English-speaking one. Therefore, starting tomorrow, the channel will be in Japanese, which is truly incredible, and this decision has already been made. Let's enjoy what we have today while I speak in English for the last time. What's happening today? There are a few issues to address, and I'd like to revisit something I mentioned about 2 weeks ago regarding the Scottish Cup semi-final against a team that will take place next Sunday. Let's take the chance to explore today's topics while I speak in English for the last time. There are several matters we can discuss. I want to revisit a topic I covered around 14 days ago, particularly regarding our Scottish Cup semi-final against a team which is scheduled for the 20th of April. I've already mentioned that changes are happening at the venue, and all tickets for our semi-final as well as for the other semi-final will be exclusively digital. To watch the match and gain access, fans will need a smartphone with the venue's app where their tickets will be stored. It is crucial that the email address used for registration on the app matches the one the ticketing department has on record. With a bit of technology, tickets will be available, I believe, 7 days before the match, with the QR code accessible in the app on the morning of the event. I'm confident everything will go smoothly. As expected, this change has caused significant discontent among fans, and it seems supporters of other teams share the same sentiment. Rangers followers have also voiced their opinions on the matter. There are legitimate concerns regarding older fans or children who don't have smartphones and might face difficulties accessing the stadium. The situation was further complicated by the initial announcement that tickets purchased through the app couldn't be transferred, a decision that seemed poorly received. However, the club seems to have revisited this policy, as it was recently announced that tickets can now be transferred up to 2 times, which should alleviate some of the problems faced by fans. This change will likely benefit many, especially older fans who might not have access to a smartphone, children without phones, or those who purchase tickets through supporters' buses and similar arrangements. While I believe the shift to digital tickets is a positive step forward, I also think it's essential that there's always an option for those who prefer a physical ticket should they wish. The possibility of transferring tickets is now an option that could benefit fans' buses and other similar situations. Overall, the adoption of digital tickets represents progress. However, there should always be an option for those who choose a physical ticket. I wasn't fully involved when the major shift to chips and passwords occurred, but I imagine that money wasn't completely eliminated at that time. Therefore, I'm not sure if it's wise to opt only for digitization without a thorough analysis or proper introduction. In any case, tickets can now be transferred, which should ensure that Celtic support will be large at Hampden Park, with probably 4,000 or more fans present at that match. That's a positive aspect. We're already in April, as mentioned earlier. So let's prepare for what's to come this month. Celtic has 4 matches and many decisions could be made. Our next opponent is St. Johnstone this Sunday in a league game. Remember, we will have 3 stands at McTominay Park available for Celtic fans, making the experience feel like a home game for us. This could have been a title-deciding match a few weeks ago had we not failed in the derby. However, that's no longer the case, as we cannot win the title this Sunday at McTominay Park under any circumstance. If you've prepared balloons and champagne, you better hold off for another week or 2. After that, we'll face Kilmarnock at home next Saturday and again on the following Saturday. The only way this could become a title-deciding match is if we do our part this Sunday against St. Johnstone and Rangers lose at home to Hibs the day before. If both scenarios occur, meaning Celtic wins this weekend and Rangers lose, and I know what you're thinking, it might seem unlikely for Rangers to lose at home, but they've suffered setbacks in their last 4 matches at Ibrox, so you never know. Hibs is a competent team. If these 2 results happen, we could have a chance to win the title next Saturday at home against Kilmarnock. That's the only way it can happen this weekend. If that doesn't happen and Rangers avoid defeat this weekend against Hibs, Celtic hasn't been successful in their last 4 matches at Ibrox, which makes everything uncertain, and Hibernian is a competitive team. If these 2 situations materialize, we could secure the title next Saturday at our stadium against Kilmarnock. That's the only viable alternative for this to happen this weekend. If that doesn't happen and Rangers manage to avoid defeat against Hibernian, the battle may stretch until the first game after the split, and we're still not sure whether it will be at our stadium or away. The probability is that it will be away, considering we only have 2 of the 5 post-split games at Celtic Park, one of which will be the trophy presentation at the end. Therefore, the chance of playing at Celtic Park is 1 in 4. But surprises always happen. However, the most plausible scenario suggests we'll have to wait until the end of the month to secure the title. Before that, we'll face St. Johnstone in the Scottish Cup semi-final, so we have 2 matches against them this month. There's a lot at stake here. The championship should be decided in April, and we could also secure our place in the Scottish Cup final. I hope Celtic starts to find their rhythm again, as one of the team members would say, and that April becomes a standout month for us, culminating in the Cup final. Another piece of information, if you're interested, is regarding what was called Watergate, a curious name, but I don't know its origin. Rangers played against Vav Schnee, and after an investigation into the use of water spray on Celtic fans during the recent derby, authorities decided there will be no police action, as they found no evidence of criminality. I'm curious about the investigation process, how it works, whether it involves hearing witnesses, and how far these investigations go. In any case, the SFA may still get involved, as it seems they're reviewing the incident. Now I'd like to mention the performance of a player in AA, as it's not being discussed much in this regard. He scored his 29th and 30th goals of the season last weekend and is in excellent form. This tally is remarkable, especially considering that 19 of those 30 goals were scored while playing as a left winger, further highlighting this great achievement. I've already done an analysis of the last 25 years and found that this season represents the 12th time a Celtic player has reached 30 goals across all competitions this century. A moment to highlight a chart I prepared, which will help clarify things a bit more. I also want to highlight some athletes who didn't make this list but scored between 28 and 29 goals in their respective seasons. For those listening, one player stands out significantly, as he has the 3 best scoring seasons of this century with 53 goals in 2001. At that time, I wasn't following Celtic closely, but I remember that his 50th goal of that season came when he rounded the goalkeeper at Ibrox and slotted the ball into a narrow angle. I think a teammate was positioned at the second post, ready to finish if he missed. Also, this athlete appears in 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place on this list with 44, 40, and 35 goals respectively. Another player scored 40 goals in the 2015-16 season. Below that, there's an athlete who a few years ago reached 34 and another who scored 32. He achieved this without being a typical striker. I remember that season he won all the awards, and I confess I defended that another exceptional player should have won. But now looking back, I realize I might have strayed from the point. However, it's undeniable that 32 goals in a single season is an impressive achievement, and maybe this player really did deserve all the honors that year. You can start to see that goals have great value, something I didn't fully understand at 17. From this, it's clear that scoring 32 goals from midfield is a truly remarkable achievement. And this leads me to believe that Chris Commons truly deserved all the accolades during that period. He scored 32 goals, the same number Moussa Day reached in his unbeaten season. Scott McDonald scored 31, and in the 2,708 season, Gary Hooper also reached this mark. John Hartson had an excellent season in 2,405 with 30 goals, and we still have Dow, who this season already has 30 goals and may have 9 more matches to increase that total. So how far can Day go on this list? He might hit 35 if He stays injury-free, and he should certainly reach that mark in the upcoming matches. Is there a chance he could reach 40 goals? Recently, I mentioned that this year, he maintains a goal per game average, and if I'm not mistaken, there are 9 games left, which would bring him to 39. Would anyone bet against him scoring 1 more to hit 40? If he manages to reach 40 goals, that would be impressive, as we're very close to the best scoring seasons of Celtic in this century. And yes, it's truly a joy to have Dar with us. Right now, everything seems relatively calm during the week with Celtic. I'm considering different approaches I can take to keep the channel interesting and the conversations dynamic. So if you're a little tired of hearing me speak, don't worry. Some exciting updates are coming. I have some ideas and it all looks promising. But for now, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. In a move that could electrify Celtic fans and shake up Scottish football, the Hoops are reportedly eyeing a sensational return for Scott McTominay. The Scottish international's potential switch from Napoli to Glasgow has set the rumor mills buzzing, sparking speculation about the midfielder's future in Italy. With McTominay's roots firmly embedded in Scotland, his arrival at Celtic could be more than just a transfer. It could be the beginning of a new era for both him and the club. After more than 200 appearances for Manchester United, including winning the FA Cup and EFL Cup, McTominay made a high-profile move to Serie A in 2024, joining Napoli for a hefty $25.7 million. Despite his solid performances in Italy, there's a growing belief that a return to Scotland could offer McTominay both the challenge and the platform to elevate his career to new heights. Celtic, with their storied history and aspirations on the European stage, could provide the perfect stage for such a talented player to shine. McTominay's passion for his Scottish heritage has always been clear, and his performances for the national team at Euro 2020 and Euro 2024 have only strengthened his connection to his roots. The prospect of him donning the Celtic jersey has many imagining the midfield dynamo driving the Hoops forward in both domestic and international competitions. His leadership, versatility, and ability to control the tempo of the game could make him a perfect fit for the high-intensity demands of the Scottish Premiership. For Celtic, securing McTominay would be a statement of intent, signaling their ambition to compete not only for domestic trophies, but also to make a mark on the European stage. With their recent investments in squad depth and their pursuit of top-tier talent, adding a player of McTominay's caliber could be the catalyst for a new chapter in Celtic's European ambitions. As negotiations continue, fans eagerly await the next chapter in McTominay's career. Will Celtic manage to lure him back to Scotland, or will Napoli's grip on the player remain firm? One thing is certain, if the deal goes through, it will mark a turning point in the club's quest for glory, both at home and abroad. Hello, fan! Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.